Thank you very much for joining us today. Today, I would like us to have a conversation about this problem that has been ongoing for several decades, and this is that of unemployment, especially in the continent of Africa. Seems like it is a unique environment where economies don't seem to be capable of creating employment opportunities as fast as we are churning out those that are qualifying, those that are willing, able, and looking for opportunities to to earn a living. It is an interesting situation that an entire 1.3 billion can get it wrong. And even those who claim that they got it right is 3 million out of 25 million. So we are saying it's not even, it's about 10% that have formal jobs. And if 10% have formal jobs, they cannot be able to support the entire, the rest of the workforce in the informal sector, the hustling, the contracting, the semi permanent opportunities, because it's far much better if the formal was like 60 and the informal 40, or like the formal is like 40%, then 60, the 10 will be the employers, and then the other 50 is the informal. That is close enough, a combination that may be considered close to perfection. But this time, 10% being around 10% being the, the current numbers, and even the 10% is not paying decent wages that people can live on. What that leaves the economy to is a bunch of shortcuts. People trying to cut short the routes or the formal procedures that are put in place in the form of, for a fee. They will help you jump the line or do something that would have been impossible, would have taken a long time. For example, admission into schools that you are never qualified for, or get into a job that you wouldn't rather you are rather not the best candidate, or getting a document before those who applied before you. And now that is what we call corruption. People taking advantage of the power and authority bestowed unto them to um, make money. It's only natural. Everybody is looking out for themselves. But here's the deal: what we are seeking is an opportunity where nobody will be seeking those shortcuts, and even if they are seeking, it's not going to give them a clear advantage. What it is going to do is each and every one of us will have an opportunity to be able to get whatever they wanted, because they will be qualified for those schools. There will be enough schools for that matter. There will be the machines will be working as fast. You can get it today, but I'll get it tomorrow. If it's in case of an ID, uh, in case of a position, there'll be more positions available in the economy. So, but today we are concentrating on the concept of unemployment, the challenge of unemployment that has been ongoing for several decades. What is this unemployment? What is this monster? What is really the problem? How come even those who claim that they have created opportunities, they're talking about 100,000? We need 23 million, for heavenly sake. So if we needed 23 million and you're coming up with only 200,000, you might as well just don't tell us, because now we even doubt whether you even made any. And most probably, the 200 that you are claiming that you made is out of killing like 400 from the 3 million. Here's the deal: the ones that lost the job are many and dispersed. The ones that got the job are few and concentrated. So we can see the ones that got the job, but we can't see the ones that lost the job. For these few that are concentrated to get the job. So this unemployment, what is it? First of all, in order for us to deal with unemployment, we'll have to define what it is and what causes it. There are three types of unemployment. First of all, unemployment is a situation that occurs when people who are willing, able, and actively looking for a job cannot find any first. Then there are three types. We must mention three types of unemployment. There's a frictional, we also call it between jobs, and there is structured, which is normally changes in the business environment and technology. And finally, there is a cyclical or demand deficient business caused by low demand levels in the market. Frictional, we call it between jobs, because is when a student when a student qualify or graduates, there's a moment most of us wait before you can get your first job, or people returning to work, or people moving geographically from point A, from Meru to Kisumu, or Mombasa to Nairobi, or finally, there are people who are changing jobs, coming from Safaricom going to Airtel, or Airtel to Safaricom, and that kind of a thing, or from Kiroshe to breweries. There's that window momentarily. It's not a bad thing. It's healthy for the economy, although it's still painful, because there's a moment you don't get some form of income. Second is structured. This is where the technology changes, and technology changes towards better, like invention of the wheel, invention of the car, air conveyancing, invention of petroleum. Every time there's invention of internet, invention of artificial technology, intelligence. Every time there's that, there is a lot of people lose their jobs, because what was being done by 10 people now can be done by one person, or don't need to be done anyway. Like a messenger, you no longer need a messenger, because as you work, you're conveying that message to the other person that you would like to receive that message in form of email, and it's normally as soon as you finish, they got it. Send, they got it. So there's no need for have anybody take that message to their destinations. Or business, model changes. You are maybe using vans to deliver now. You can deliver using trains or air, in bulk, or you can deliver directly from the manufacturer to your customer, and you get paid, so you don't need anybody transporting it to you. You storing things like that. Business model changes. Finally, we have the demand deficient. This is a hard nut to crack. It's normally caused by low demand levels. businesses depend on high demand. High demand means more revenue, means more profit, means need for more labor. But if that revenue goes down due to low demand, then they will have to shed off the workforce up to a level that is sustainable. Because if I'm not making profit, I'm not paying you. Because I'm not the one paying you. It is the work you do, the sales that we are generating, the profit element. That is the one that I use to pay you. So here's the deal. And normally, cyclical unemployment is normally caused by downturn of business cycles. Normally, when economies are going through hard times. That is the one I would like us to concentrate on and try to come up with some ways we could boost, or we could introduce an incentive for this business cycle the downward business cycle, to start turning up and start increasing again. That way businesses can start hiring. Because apparently it seems like in Africa we are in a permanent depression where businesses will barely start up. No, not anymore. We have an opportunity to do far much better, especially in the 21st century. And I will be more than happy to highlight some of these instances, what need to be deployed, and some of the strategies that we are going to use to change this continued uh, uh, state of affairs in the business world. For now, I'll stop there. Then we are going to go into demand. We're going to first of all talk about demand deficient later, but before that, we're going to try to understand how an economy functions in the next video. And I thank you very much for joining me. My name is John Mutungi, and I approve this message. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like us, and in order to get upcoming videos as they get released. And thank you very much for everybody.